All right. Well, then let's go into the data gathering and analysis piece. So data gathering can occur through quantitative data, which is the data gathering that's based on numbers that's attained through some sort of measurement, or qualitative data that's based on descriptions and other characteristics. And I thought one item that may be helpful is to kind of map on common data gathering strategies onto the type of data that you're interested in obtaining. So qualitative data can be obtained through project level documents, interviews, focus groups. Quantitative data can be obtained through national data like the Clearinghouse data, Bureau of Labor Statistics, organizational institutional data, or some type of specialized tool. Survey and questionnaires kind of cross both lines in terms of qualitative and quantitative data. Quantitative, if you have like question items that you can analyze and create descriptive statistics on. And then qualitative data, because you may have open-ended items in which people are providing responses. So when thinking about the data gathering process, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. Consider what you are gathering, how you're gathering it, and when you're gathering it, so the timing of it. And then describe how you're going to analyze it. So let's go through a couple examples for this. Let's go back to that Department of Education Foreign Language project. And in this situation, what we did was we just basically gave some descriptions around what we're going to collect. And in this situation, it was around document reviews, institutional data, and the partnership rubric, and survey survey dissemination. And then we also described how we were going to do the analysis. There's the descriptive statistics, and then how we were going to analyze the qualitative data as well. Then, if you're talking about a moderate or large scale, what may be really useful in addition to having that type of text language is to include a data matrix. So in the data matrix, I generally have about these 4 different elements. Sometimes they vary a little bit depending on the funding source. And they include the objectives, the evaluation questions, the data sources, and then some form of the analysis and interpretation. And so let's give an example by first kind of stepping back with this one project, the Department of Education Improvement Grant. This is kind of reiterating what that theory of change was. Again, removing the non-academic barriers to increase student performance, graduation, and STEM rates. Then these were the evaluation questions that we articulated, and this is available in the recording of the webinar. And then this is how this all got linked together. So while you don't have the objectives, what's clear about the data matrix is that the evaluation questions are linked back to the project objectives. What type of data that we said we're going to collect is articulated, and the timing, and then how we're going to analyze and interpret that information. So for that first one, that's about the implementation of the project, and we were going to review documents, have discussions with the project team, and then do a content analysis. And I should say, again, in the narrative, there were some additional details, but what's great about the data matrix is that you can present a lot of information in a really short period of time. So really the take-home message for this part is summarize the data gathering and analytical approach. For moderate and large-scale projects, also include a data matrix. So let me pause there and see if there are any questions.
Yes, we do have a question. We usually don't gather qualitative data because it's so overwhelming to analyze. So we collect a lot of quantitative data. What's your reaction to that approach?
That makes a lot of sense, and I kind of sometimes tease because the way that I was originally trained, I'm trained as a social psychologist, and so for us, experimental designs, the numbers were heavily emphasized as the primary data gathering approach. Over my many years of being an evaluator, I can really see the importance of gathering qualitative data. Qualitative data, even though it's a lot, it is surprising in a wonderful way how rich that data set can be. So I really would encourage the team to find a way to collect qualitative data because, particularly for a continuous improvement standpoint, it will really help to illuminate what you're seeing in terms of the numbers and will help to make some either course corrections or will really help to point to what you should do more of as well. So hopefully that helps and answers that question.
Thanks, Donna.
So,
That's all for now.
okay, fabulous. Well, that actually works out well because we are close to time here. And I did want to just real quickly give a reminder about our next webinar, which is 2 weeks from now on July 29th. And that will be the finale, the evaluation use sharing findings and evaluation teams. And that's where we will be able to put all these three components together. So thank you so much for joining us today. And again, hopefully you've received a lot of information. Tomorrow you'll receive an email with a survey as well as a link to the recording to this webinar. So thank you, and I will see you in 2 weeks.